And welcome back, everyone. Welcome to World Team League 2022 Winter Code S Round 9, day number 1. I'm, of course, your host, Live VIP, and with me is the one, the only, the man himself. Welcome, AsherBro.
Yeah.
Welcome, Asher, mate. We're almost done, by the way. We're in week 9, and I think there's 11 or like 12 weeks. Like we're getting towards the end.
I can sleep on the weekends again. Let's
Yo,
go.
let's go, man. What are you kidding, man? You got to stay up and play COD. What are you talking about?
I was gonna sleep anyway. I get to sleep on the weekend.
There you go.
I do win World Team Leagues on as well.
Regardless, we have two amazing matchups for us here today. First up, we have the CranKy Ducklings versus DPG. Oh, you can see our lovely roster on full display. Just spread eagle here. Starduck, Wario, Vindicta, Dolan. We still need to get a Dolan jersey photo because he does have his jersey. We will work on that. But we're up against one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, and they have sent out the big guns today. We have got Cure, Duck, and Hero, three of the top players in the world of their respective races. So it's going to be a bit of a showcase, but I think we can take a game. I think it's possible.
Clearly DPG, you know, they looked at our roster, they're like, we need the big guns, all right? We need they knew that they needed the A team right here, right now. And I don't blame them. And bam, you can see the matchups here and now. We're gonna start things off with a TVT with Dolan versus Cure, following with a TVZ, Vindicta versus Dark, and we'll end things off in the mirror matchup, Clown Fiesta, PattyMac versus Hero.
I don't know if Hero's ready. I don't know if it's ready.
he's not ready.
Take him down.
I believe in the PvP, puppy. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Honestly, I'm just happy to see Vindicta against a Zerg player because I don't know what it is with the World Team League, but I feel like he always has to play against Protoss, and I'm happy every time he doesn't. I don't want him to smooch. Yeah,
for sure. We've had a bit of a range of matchups, but it feels like every time I've tried to use Dolan to snipe out a Protoss player, it's ended up being Vindicta that's gotten that player. But yeah, Vindicta going up against Dark, so should at the very least be an enjoyable game for him.
Definitely, you know. And if anything, you can test your mettle against the best or one of the best Zerg players in the world. Oh my god, again, it's quite juicy, quite intense. I also have confirmation. Mate, happy days. Every duckling is awake right now. Every duck. Oh, this almost never happens. Before the series starts, every duckling is awake. I'm so happy right now.
I didn't know it was possible. Beautiful.
The stars aligned. Week 9, they're finally synced up, Poppy. They're synced up. It's amazing.
Did PattyMac sleep? I'm a bit worried now. If he's up before his game. Did he sleep at all?
Maybe he never went down, you know? Maybe he's just been stood upright at attention the entire night.
Like, I brought my laptop to the club. Let's go.
Let's go.
We got a booth, we got the champagne.
Oh god. Well, yes. We do have all of our players available here, and we're soon going to get ready once lobby has been set. Just to let everyone know, at least for the first series, game 1 will be on Korea, game 2 will be on US West.
Beautiful. So there will be that opportunity there to try to make use of the lack of ping, maybe go for a bit of a Reaper-based build to, you know, steal a win there. I know Dolan against Maro as well went for a Reaper-based build that came very close to getting somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Dolan versus Time as well, you know, have some mixed success when it comes to strategic play, maybe not execution. It's always one of those things where, just for some context, because I know there are probably barely any American viewers right now. We do have, our players are playing at some pretty interesting times.
Yeah, it is very early in the morning for them. Are you buffering as well?
I am buffering. Yes, we're all buffering. Oh no,
beautiful. Love to see it.
Yeah, just for some context, so Vindicta is playing at 4 a.m. We see PattyMac playing at 7 a.m. and Dolan playing at 6 a.m.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Nice and early. Good time to play StarCraft. 6 a.m. in the morning.
Aye, aye, aye.
I can think of some things that I'd rather do.
Yeah, like cast StarCraft, let's go, as it looks like our players are ready, and boom, there he is, the man himself, the man with the mindset, or the strategic play of the king, Papi, the king.
Beautiful. And there we have Cure with a nice thick hexagon there.
Oh.
For some reason, I've been put into 140p, so let me...
Yeah, same. I had to ramp it up a little bit as well, yeah. Hopefully that didn't mess us up too much when it comes to how in sync we are, but we will try and make do. We'll try and make do. Yeah,
absolutely. As we do have Inside and Out is going to be the first map here for Dolan against Cure.
Oh, exactly. Not a bad map whatsoever. We have seen Dolan whip out the cheese from time to time on this map. Specifically that three racks, proxy 2 racks and 1 at home. But is that the wisest choice to whip out here against Cure? We will find out, because we are diving into the first game, and in the bottom left-hand corner representing the CranKy Ducklings, it is Dolan.
Whoa, we got it out there. Oh. And in the top right-hand corner of the map for DPG, this is Cure.
Oh, and as we get into this, just want to give a massive shout out to Doyu with a beautiful, beautiful shark just caressing that mouse in its hand. Oh. Beautiful.
How does a shark caress?
With its fin. Its fin, you know?
Have you ever been caressed by a shark?
Let's move on.
I'm just wondering.
I have not. Have
you ever been caressed by a person in a shark onesie?
Oh, that's a dream come true.
Okay, well, see what we can do.
Can I make you a shark onesie?
I'll have to buy one, but we can make it happen.
Oh god. I think I'd prefer a duck onesie, but regardless, that would be amazing. And oh my god, once again, Dolan, mate, he's playing blind.
It's worth it.
Yeah, exactly. As we even get a lens flare behind him as well. Oh my god, we're getting some future. Oh my, there's people in. Oh my god,
in the kitchen.
He's in the kitchen.
It's that moment where mom says, "Come down for dinner," and you're like, "But mom, I'm playing a game. It's an online game. I can't pause it."
Well, no, what's crazy? There's people in the house in the kitchen, and it's like 6 a.m.
It's dinner time.
Oh god. Regardless, here we go. We do have our openers. If I'm not mistaken, nothing too out of the norm here, outside of the fact that Dolan, is going to be delaying his CC that much more.
Yeah, I've actually got both players going for identical builds here. So going for those 2 Reapers into a quick tech lab as well. So Dolan's done this a few times in his TVTs, played a bit more of a standard build with a 2 Cyclone opener. And I think that's what he's going for again here. But Cure actually doing the same thing. And he's going to be looking for a 2 Reaper dive. Dolan with his Reapers at home kind of gets the win here in the build orders.
Hey, Papi, he's already in position. He is the first to shoot, and it looks like he won't get a kill in a Reaper, but he will deny any entry into the main.
Yeah, unfortunately a little bit slow in the draw there. Isn't able to take down that Reaper there, but we are going to be having Starport starting up on both sides, so completely mirrored builds so far.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can go toe-to-toe with someone of the likes of Cure. We didn't really get to talk too much about the Hexagons themselves, but of course, Cure, at least by WTL, is a little bit of a more underrated player, and it's really difficult to stand out on a team like DPG with Titans like your Darks, like your Heroes. But Cure is no one to snuff at, so yeah, I'm really excited to see what exactly Dolan has prepared.
Yeah, exactly, but it looks like just kind of feeling him out for now. Maybe just taking the opportunity against such a strong player to just, get a bit of a standard game and see what you can learn.
Yeah, definitely, especially in game number 1, mate. The Team GP maneuver, Papi. It has worked in the past. The 1-5 dream, Papi. In game number 1, you play everything out standard, everything normal, and then game 2, that's your map pick of choice, and that's when you come out with something prepared. Speaking of being prepared, Cure does prioritize his medevac, and he is already moving out across the map.
Yeah, so going for a very fast drop with the double cyclone as well. And
Oh,
Dolan
the
looks like
cycling.
he is in
Oh,
position. Actually going to be catching
oh,
out the drop here.
oh.
Dolan's unit positioning has been extremely good for what Q has been doing.
Oh, and he just barely does get the medevac as well, but at the same time, the siege tank gets pounced upon, so the drop gets shut down, but the same I can say for the siege of Dolan.
Yeah, really nice Cyclone Micro coming out from Cure. Is able to trade very well with the units of Dolan, taking out one of the tanks as well. So, ooh, all in all, looks like a fairly even trade. But Cure taking out a tank does mean he has the opportunity to get ahead on the tank count.
Yeah, it's one of those things where resource-wise, it is pretty even, but tanks do have a little bit more value overall just as a unit. So Cure coming out slightly ahead in that trade. We'll see where things go from here as both players, mate, they start their third CCs.
Yeah, so everything pretty mirrored here. At the same time, Dolan, he will be slightly ahead on the Raven just because he skipped his medevac here. And that does mean that he could potentially look for a 3 Raven push or something like that, and he will have a little bit of an advantage there going in for that push. I wonder if that's what we're going to see out of him, as we do see Cure starting up another Raven as well.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. I mean, the Ravens are on the way. Dolan actually starting up Viking production right after that. Just looking to try and maintain control of the skies. I mean, like, yeah, Nate, not gonna lie, the order of the production really messes me up because they're reversed on the mini map. But yeah, they'll
Oh,
start
yeah.
that Viking production a little bit faster.
Are you colorblind?
No, I'm just
Okay,
blind.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. I just can't see. I'm like Dolan right now.
I mean, if you were colorblind, those team logos would be impossible to see.
That's true. That's very
Maybe
true.
I'm colorblind.
Regardless, we do see a Raven slipping into the main base of Dolan. We do see the auto turret just getting 3 SCVs. Not bad whatsoever. A lot of lost mine time, especially on those gas geysers.
Yeah, good damage there. This is something we've been seeing a lot more in the meta here, going for that turret harass with the Ravens, and he will be able to get that Raven back home safely as well. So Dolan, he might have a small opening here where he will have more Raven energy, but Cure set up so well.
Yeah, exactly. The spread, the siege, it is all looking aesthetically pleasing from the side of Cure. But for the time being, Dolan isn't really looking to push out quite yet. He's just looking to
Oh no.
establish his third base as once again we get the nationwide buffer. Ah!
Ay, ay, ay. Come on, SC boy.
You know why? Mate, it's because we're streaming on YouTube. We're not streaming on Douyu. That's why.
True. This wouldn't have happened on Douyu.
It would not have happened. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully it isn't. Okay, we're back. Hopefully it's not the observer it's himself. I believe the observer is the one streaming. So we don't want to cause a nuisance for the players, but it looks like we are back.
Imagine observing and then your internet breaking.
Do
What kind
you
of
have some-
animal would that happen to?
Do you have something to get off your chest, Asher? Do you have something to say? Is that what you?
That's alright, that's alright.
Yeah.
As you just see, Cure spreading out his units extremely effectively. The Cyclone's going to be having a little skirmish with the tank. Actually, a scan going to finish that tank off. Wow.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, Asher, I'm pretty sure that we've had a broadcast before where your piece, you've crashed or something like that as well, like in an ESL Cup. Okay, so don't try and throw all that on me, Asher.
Yeah, I was just sick of you. I just left.
Shaking my head. Animal.
We do see Cure actually throughout the course of this game has just managed to add up all these small advantages into a pretty decent lead. He is ahead almost 20 supplier, quite a few workers ahead as well. So just been a little bit sharper overall, gotten a little bit more damage with this harass.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can see that Cure maybe even looking to flex that a little bit as he moves out with a double drop. We do have some nice positioning here by Dolan. He actually has a pretty decent spread of Marines all throughout the map, and he will be able to catch wind of this a little bit ahead of time so he can reposition the rest of his army for said drop. As I say that, looks like another small force is moving on the left-hand side of the map, or that may just be spotted Marines. Yeah, spotted Marines.
Yeah, Kyo pretty much just looking to use this just to clear out map control and start to make sure that he has his own map control in case he wants to go for a push soon, anything like that. If any damage presents itself, of course he'll take it, but this doesn't really need to do anything. It's just to clear out map vision.
Yeah, but as the map vision gets cleared, here we go. Cure is starting to move through the center of the map. He is looking for a way in, and Dolan Right now, he's in the dark. He doesn't see anything. I don't even know if he is within range to actually spot those rocks as they're being focused down. Curious, pushing in towards the natural and the third.
Yeah, Kyo clears himself a path here. He's going to be dropping that scan there, and it looks like he's found an opening to jump in with these units, but well-placed tank by Dolan, and Dolan's fourth finishing up as well. It does just catch wind of the army in the sensor tower there. We'll be throwing down a scan as a few of these Vikings going down, unfortunately, but they do take out the medevacs.
Yeah, medevac goes down, and it looks like Cure is going to have to back off there on the right-hand side. Because I imagine because of the scan as well, Cure didn't commit to trying to break through those rocks. So Dolan has done a great job at just getting eyes on Cure, and that alone is enough to just kind of stem the tide and buy time for Dolan to catch up in the supply, as Cure did have that advantage early on, but hasn't really been able to use it.
Yeah, exactly, and it looks like Dolan just looking to play out a bit more of a standard macro game. Quite impressed to see him feeling so confident in the matchup, but oh yeah, a bit of a rough fight here. I think I'm a little behind you.
Yeah, I just paused for I'm gonna try and sync up here. Yeah, as a tank does get caught on siege. At the same time, here we go. It's go time for Cure. He's gonna start working through these rocks, pushing in towards the third base. It looks like Dolan has caught wind of this though, and he is repositioning.
Yeah, there we go. He's going to be rotating on to the left there. We do see a quick siege coming out from Cure, so we'll be getting the first shots off. And oh, nice to say what's coming out from the Raven, but yeah, Dolan's overcommitting a little bit to this fight and going to be losing all of his Marines.
Oh yeah, the Marines, they do go down with that. The support of those Marines, the Vikings push on forward as well. We barely have any tanks remaining here for Dolan. At the same time, not a massive drop, but a drop nonetheless here on the right-hand side is going to be able to get a couple of SCVs.
Yeah, there we go. Kyo is going to reposition with those tanks. Looks like those Marines, they're not quite held position, but oh, landing the Vikings to take out the tanks. Very nice move, and with that, he gets his siege off.
Oh my god. Yeah, and every single tank for Dolan goes down. Kyo is just pushing his way even further here. And I don't know if there's any real way for Dolan to hold. Like, he doesn't have the air superiority, he doesn't have the tanks, he doesn't have the Marines. He does have the fourth, I guess, but I don't know if there's any stopping Cure.
Yeah, Viking drop's a big problem. Cure even throwing down a scan, catching this drop, trying to move out. He's going to be able to cut that one off, and he's just eliminating every option for Dolan right now.
Yeah, exactly. Dolan, he's just being starved out as that CC does go down. Now he's knocked down to 3 bases against the 4 of Cure. We do see 3-3 on the way. It's actually for Cure, never mind. So he's going to be able to just get that lead and take an even greater lead here as... Yeah, Dolan, there is a way to come back, definitely, if he's able to maybe bypass the army or maybe try and find an opening, as, to be fair, there isn't a lot of buffer for these tanks, so they're quite exposed for Cure.
Yeah, they are a little exposed. We do have the Ravens and the Vikings as well, though, so if he tried to Doom Drop on them on top of them or anything like that, it could end up with a situation where the medevacs get disabled. But here we go, we're going to have a big fight between these two players right in the middle of the map.
Oh, yes, we are, but there are just so many tanks here. Even though Dolan does win out on the Marine battle, it looks like he actually trades quite well with the tanks as well. He can't quite push any further than that.
Yeah, Dolan manages to break through a little there just with a slightly higher Marine count. He did go for an 8 racks here compared to the 5 racks of Cure, so we'll have slightly more Marines, and now that the upgrades have tied up, he has this small window here where he can try to get something done with that.
Oh, he's on siege, puppy, but in the end, Dolan does get forced back. Cure just has an overwhelming amount of tanks once again. GG gets called, and Cure takes the first game.
GG. Very confident game coming out from Cure, but nice to see Dolan as well, just feeling out his opponent and getting a little bit of experience there against one of the top Terrans in the world in a bit more of a standard macro game, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it was really cool that that Cure didn't do anything special, and Dolan was keeping up in many respects. We saw him falter a little bit when it came to, again, just that map control and map awareness, and that is kind of just what led to Cure's overwhelming position. But again, like, there's something really, really impressive and really nice to see about that, right? That there wasn't anything too crazy. It was just more like straight up play from Cure.
Yeah, and I think as well it shows that Dolan's feeling quite confident today in his play, that he would just go for the macro game, and I hope to see that confidence coming through in this next game.
Oh yeah, we shall see. As it is, of course, going to be Dolan's map pick, his map of choice, and it's going to be Data Under the Sea.
Yeah, there we go. Actually picking a bit of a larger map. That's quite interesting here.
Oh, yeah. Interesting choice here from Dolan. Also, hello, Rufus. Hello.
Hello.
Is he just like on your arm?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Beautiful.
Trying to sleep.
he's trying to sleep, but I keep annoying him.
I keep on picking him up and dragging him in front of the camera.
Oh my god. But yes, he's here as well for the Ducklings. But Dolan, have you, as what I would say, a bit of a Dolan connoisseur, a Dolan connoisseur. Does anything come to mind here? Can you get into the brain of Dolan and try and predict what kind of build he would go for?
I don't think if the proxy starport Viking build would be good on this map. I think some kind of proxy starport for sure.
Yeah. Proxy starport. I mean, we've seen it before. I don't know if I've seen Dolan do it before in Data C, but yeah, it's something like that could definitely work. I wasn't quite paying attention to the minimap in the first game. I don't know if Cure was very attentive when it came to SCV scouting around his bases. So yeah, we'll see if he's able to pull that off. And spawning in the right-hand side of Data C, we have Dolan.
And in the bottom left hand of the map for DPG, this is Cure.
Oh boy, here we go. And so far, the Thraxes, for both players, are at home.
Yeah, there we go. We don't see a gas first either, so I might be wrong about that proxy starport. Looks like Dolan just gonna at least start off with a standard build once again.
Yeah, everything's looking quite normal. We've got our 2 gases here being taken as once again, we got that frontal shot of Dolan. Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh.
As do you know, is this one played on Korea server or NA?
NA.
Okay. So it looks like Q wants to scout this time now that's on NA. I can kind of understand that. He probably wants to know about it if he's getting proxy raxed on ping more than not on ping. So kind of makes sense to go for the scout this game and not last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it makes sense for Cure, especially because Dolan has a bit of a reputation, and I would imagine Cure is maybe somewhat familiar. Maybe, I don't know, when you're that good, I don't know if you really want to look at some of these lesser players and study their replays. I don't think I would go as far as to say he would do that. But maybe he knows him a little bit as we are getting a little bit of a pause.
Oh yeah, looks like a breakfast is ready. He has to turn around and sit at the counter, have a nice little chat, have a bit of family time before he goes back to his game.
True. So a couple of things for some context, because I'd forgotten about this, but Dolan, I believe, for Thanksgiving did go over to his family's place, and as a result, he doesn't have his best setup. I don't even know if his family even has like internet. He may be using like phone 3G, like I don't I saw him look down. Yeah.
Since he doesn't have good internet at the moment, he's gonna play drawn out macro games against Cure. Interesting.
He's crazy.
He is crazy. So it looks like both players gonna be going for the same build here, so both going for this reactor build, the reactor reapers and hellions, both throwing down their early CC as well, so not a coffee build.
Oh, I'll be the judge of that.
Fair enough.
Look, if he keeps making Reapers and Hellions, it's a coffee build, okay?
What can I do? I don't make the rules.
I don't, okay? I just say what I see. And sometimes I may not see the correct thing, but buddy, that's not my problem.
That sounds like a you problem. Wonderful viewer.
Yeah. Oh god, as we don't see any kind of liberator with this, or any kind of more dedicated push. We're just moving out across the map with a handful of Reapers and Hellions, at least here for Dolan. Same can be said for Cure, except he is waiting on top of his ramp.
Yeah, do have those 3 Reapers, the 2 Hellions, just going to be going into a bit more of a standard build for Dolan. Cure, meanwhile, hasn't stopped the Reaper Hellion production, so we are going to be seeing a little bit more aggression coming out from him.
Yes, we are. There we go. A medevac behind this as well, so we can drop into the main base and help support his army. We do see Dolan is again prepared at home at least. He's not going to get caught out in the middle of the map. He does have a defensive cyclone on the way as well. So it's going to be all about his positioning as Cure eventually will move out across the map.
Yeah, there we go. And meanwhile, for Dolan, I think we might have a second starport being started up.
Yeah, I noticed that as well, and I was like, "Oh my god! Like, is his starport this late?" Like, no, hold on, wait a second. Interesting choice because I feel like these 2-port builds, we usually see them on some of these smaller maps because you want to be aggressive, you want to be in the face of your opponent as soon as possible. Interesting for him to decide to do this on J2C.
Going to match up very interestingly. Cure's going for this build that I've seen Mario actually doing this a lot, and oh, it does look like Dolan. Yes, quick reaction, very nice. He's going to be finding these units, but has to be careful not to lose his Cyclone here. This could be game ending if he loses the Cyclone.
Oh my god, the Cyclone is being hunted down as we speak. The Reapers, they are going to be able to dive on top of this and clean up Dolan's army.
Ooh. Yeah, a lot of units going to be going down there, and importantly for Cure, 5 Reapers survive, so he will be leaving behind the low hit point Hellion and jumping into the main, and there's not going to be a whole lot here for Dolan to defend. He does actually get the siege up in time though, so Cure going to be deflected.
Yeah, he's even got a couple of Marines at his natural base. The Hellion goes down immediately. So far, Dolan, he did have enough of a heads up, enough time to respond in kind. As I say that, it looks like the 3rd TC will be delayed here by these Reapers. The Marines are having a hard time as well because they are vanilla Marines. They do not have stim.
Yeah, so it will be delayed. We do get that siege up of the tank going to be defending things over here. And I do think that these builds match up quite nicely for Dolan if he is going for the starport build. But actually, the reason the starport was late was because he went for a second rack. So it's actually a bit of a 2-on-1 variation and a very interesting matchup of builds here.
Yeah, 2-on-1. Oh my god. Well, no fear. He does move out with his double drop. I think that was spotted by Curious. Oh my god, he just goes for the disable. He's just diving on top of the tank.
Yeah, I do like the idea from Dolan to move out with this drop, but it looks like he's actually forced a bit of a commitment. Looks like the micro from Cure is just a little too good though, and he is able to get out of there with that Cyclone.
Yeah, exactly. And even though that drop or that push was cleaned up for the most part, did end up losing a tank, did end up revealing his hand as well, his overall 2-on-1 build, and Cure is going to be ready at home to receive any kind of drop.
Yeah, a huge problem here for Dolan is these 2-on-1 builds, these Marine-based plays as the Terran. The main idea behind it is to take map control and just have a lot of Marines out on the map, which means that your opponent can't really move out with any kind of tank force, and they're just kind of stuck at home in their base. And that means that you want the momentum as much as you can, and it kind of feels like Cure has the momentum right now.
Yeah, it really does. And that it feels like at least a little bit that does set you behind, but we'll see, because we know we now have stim available for Dolan. He is moving out with his double drop. There's still potential for him to find some damage, but that window is slowly closing as Cure is getting a sensor tower up and running at his 3rd base. Oh my god, it's actually a pretty committed drop here with 2 tanks.
Yeah, nice big Doom drop coming out from Dolan. He's going to be looking to just skirt the defenses of Cure. Meanwhile, Cure sending out a single drop as well. And it does look like Dolan going to be coming in at a very good time as he just catches the turrets before they can be started.
Just barely before they get started. We do see a couple of auto touch being thrown down. The boys are being pulled as well. We do see a siege for Dolan, and it looks like, even the low HP tank survives.
Yeah, there we go. A lot of SCVs going down. And meanwhile, the drop for Cure hasn't been committed across the map just yet. Dolan is going to be setting up here with these tanks. If he can take out Stim, that is a very nice catch there for Dolan.
What? He gets Stim and he dives in and he gets a couple of SCVs as well. Oh my god, the amount of damage that he is doing is insane right now. And I believe that drop that was earlier sent out by Cure actually came back home, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it does look like he's realized he's had to bring back a few of his Marines, and Dolan is getting a lot of damage here right now. Dustin 4 with these Marines is unfortunately going to be losing a lot of those to the tanks, and does look like he's going to be cleaned up here, but not without getting plenty of damage.
Yeah, exactly. You got one tank. I thought it was going to get two, but only one for the time being. Even drops here on the low ground as well. There's nothing here to defend the third base. The reinforcements are coming across the map. Can Dolan break this position? It looks like, oh, there are just too many Marines here for Cure, but bear in mind, Cure still does not have Stim.
Yeah, Stim is a long way off for Cure. One advantage that he does have, he has a lot of tanks here. Data C as well, a very defensible map. It's quite easy to turtle on this map with those tanks. So Dolan gonna have to look for another way in, maybe a drop into the man.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a lot of those medevacs. I believe he did reset all those missile towers that were made earlier. They were all killed. They have not been rebuilt. But we do see Cure repositioning with his tanks here at the third base. And it looks like Cure, is he within range? Oh, he is. And oh, yeah, he does get that volley off.
Oh, disaster for Dolan, losing a lot of Marines there.
Yeah, exactly. And I think maybe Dolan has overstayed his welcome. He's going to try and fight and commit into tank range, and he loses another tank.
Yeah, the Marine losses for Dolan here are really starting to stack up, but we do see that he's found himself with a decent SEV lead, so he is not out of this one whatsoever.
Yeah, not out, not yet. Meanwhile, looks like Cure was anticipating a Doom drop into the main base, so he picks up himself, does head on over, recognizes that no, he has been duped, does come back to defend that third, which is heavily muled, by the way. Oh my god, I just realized I just saw the mineral line. It's still a difficult position to break, though.
Yeah, this gets really strange here for Dolan because without the tank count, he can't really stay here for too long, and he has to be starting to worry as well that Cure might try to sneak out a drop.
Yeah, and there we go. Looks like Dolan does unsiege, and I thought it was going to turn around and go back home, but no, he is sticking around. He wants to press his advantage. He wants to be in the face of Cure and make him as uncomfortable as possible, but for the time being, the third base will not be broken. And thankfully, Cure hasn't gone for a drop yet.
Yeah, there you go. Cure very fluid here with his unit movement. Going to be starting up 2-2 as well, so the upgrades at the moment pretty close to tied up for the two players, but yeah, Cure is going to catch this rotation quite easily. I'm not sure if this is the best angle for Dolan to attack into, but it looks like Cure's going to let him get set up here.
Yeah, but you know what? The tanks are exposed. The anti-armor missile on the Marines as well. Dolan will save the majority of his Marines, to be fair, but he loses even more tanks, and you were talking about it before, like that tank count is just getting larger and larger for Cure and just keeps being reset for Dolan.
Yeah, Cure's done a really good job of just preserving his units throughout all of these exchanges. He's kept nearly all of his Marines. Everything that he's been doing has been extremely efficient, and that's slowly added up into a supply lead for him now, and he's even gotten ahead on SCVs somehow.
Yeah, exactly. His macro is absolutely insane. And here we go. Cure is finally, he's had enough defending back at home. He's had enough just being the punching bag here for Dolan. He wants to hit back, and thankfully there is a sensor tower in range, so Dolan does get eyes on this, but oh, he's a little bit out of position. He has to try and get here in time, and I don't think he will.
Well, this is a huge force coming in for Cure. You can see just how many Marines he's been able to add himself up to over the course of this game, and big stim coming out from Dolan as well, so these medevacs are going to be losing a lot of energy, but he does have a lot of them.
Oh my god, he really does, and that will really come into play once the big fight does occur. We do see the Cyclone spotting the army of a Cure. Here we go. He pulls the trigger. He goes for the anti-armor missile.
Oh, huge anti-armor missile. Dolan not quite getting the split there. His tanks are out of position, and there is just way too many Marines for him to deal with right now. He tries to save the tanks by skirmishing a little bit, but Cure is having none of it. He's just stimming on in, and oh, looks like Dolan deciding to try to go for it before the tanks can siege up, and the Marine count is just overwhelming here for Cure.
Yeah, GG, Dolan. There was a moment there where he had control of the game. The drop into the main base did so much damage. Cure didn't even have time to go for a counterattack across the map. But in the end, maybe Dolan stuck around a little bit too long. He lost a little bit too much, and Cure was able to come back, and that insane push. GG.
Yeah, I was starting to believe, and
I know.
Dolan, I think he made Cure bleed. He made him look human, but wasn't able to get the win in the end. So we are going to be starting this one 0-2 down with our star player Vindicta coming into the next game.
Yeah, exactly. But again, you know what, Dolan, again, I mean, he's messaging me right now. He's like, mate, my blood is like pumping so hard right now. I can't go back to bed. And I'm like,
Yeah, I can imagine. Would have been
yeah, like
crazy feeling like you're about to beat Cure there.
yeah, like when you're in the main base, when you're taking control of the production, when you killed what was it, 16 to 21 SCVs,
Mhm.
like oh my god, and I don't blame him for not turning around because I'm sure he's probably feeling like I have to capitalize, right? Like I've done so much, I need to keep going. I can't just let him get back into the game. But in doing so, like you end up making a couple of mistakes here and there, and you kind of give a road here for Cure to come back by trading so efficiently as the defender. So regardless, GG.
Yeah, GG and well played from Dolan. And yeah, exciting to see him once again getting pretty close to taking out one of these top Terrans.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, also in a pretty standard game as well. It wasn't some crazy 3x Reaper or anything like that that caught Cure off guard. He was going toe to toe with him.
Yeah, he really was. He really was, and you really have to respect that, especially because I feel like Dolan has a bit of a reputation for going for like cheesy or really weird builds. And to be fair, he did do a 2-on-1 this game. Like, you know, to be fair, like it was a little bit out of the norm, but nothing too far out there. Nothing that you could say is cheesy or anything like that. So, yeah, a lot of mad respect there for Dolan. You know, maybe being fueled by the smell of bacon and eggs in the background. It's hard to say. But GG, well played. Well played.
Yeah, GG. So here we have our next matchup. It's going to be Vindicta versus Dark. And this is a matchup where I'm not sure if Vindicta feels confident in this as his best matchup, but I have to say it works with his skill set so well. He's such a fast player. He's got such good multitask, especially in the mid to late game. And I think that's something that's going to be a very interesting matchup for a player like Dark.
Yeah, like I'm a little bit torn. I'm of two worlds right now because I love Vindicta, and as you're saying, in the mid game, he can be all over the map. He can go for quad pronged attacks, you know, drops and liberators and Widowmine drops as well, and main pushes. But Dark isn't a very standard player. He's very aggressive. He's very in your face. You know, more often than not, he plays Roach Ravager into Lurker, for example. Like he has his own, again, kind of flavor to the matchup. And I'm curious to see how Vindicta deals with that because I don't know many other players that play like Dark in the world.
Yeah, I mean, if we get like a Stargazer's first map and we have Roach Nidus going on in the back of the base, I can see that as a game that could be very difficult for Vindicta to win. But in a more standard game, I think he's going to be able to show us what he's made of.
100%. That's what I mean. Like in a standard game, I'm really looking forward to see what Vindicta can do. I don't know if Dark is going to give us a standard game. Like I'd say, So I'm a little bit concerned about that, but we shall see how this all unfolds. Just to let this out there for everyone to know, for all of these matchups, game number 1 will be in Korea and game number 2 will be in the US.
Yeah, there we go. So we are going to have that ping disadvantage first up here on Korea, but Vindicta, a player that practices a lot here on Korea, so he will be used to that. He will know how he needs to adjust to deal with that. And yeah, it's just going to come down to what kind of Dark shows up today. I mean, it's got to be such a rough player to play against because he can really go for anything. Literally anything.
It's one of those things where it's like Dark. He was never told that Zerg is meant to be the reactive race. it's like Dark's like, nah, man, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, okay? And you better react to me instead. So I'm really curious. I also did just check. The first map is going to be on Tropical Sacrifice.
Oh. I just saw Vindicta as well type in his Discord. Gonna be playing Dark off 3 hours of sleep. So
no.
Yeah.
To be fair, mate, Vindicta, he knew when he was supposed to go to bed. Okay, he chose to stay up. Okay,
I would do that too. I probably just wouldn't sleep at all.
Shit, these Terran players, mate. These Terran. I mean, to be fair, like if you have to wake up at 6 a.m., that means he went to bed at 3 a.m. Just saying, mate.
I'm gonna be waking up at 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Shit.
Australia playing against Argentina.
I gotta get 3 hours of sleep. Is that the plan?
Yeah, probably.
God damn you. You're all animals, mate. You're all animals. Yeah, Vindicta only working off of 3 hours of sleep apparently. You know, we have a couple of handicaps here. You know, Dolan playing blind without his glasses, on a personal hotspot on 3G internet. Vindicta, jet lagged. You
The smell
know,
of bacon's really distracting.
yeah, it's making him think about eating instead of playing.
Joe is
Vindicta's only
shining
got
light in his eyes.
that was a bright light, mate. Oh my god. Vindicta with only 3 hours of sleep, but it's okay. He's used to it, you know. That's why, you know, I want to give a personal shout out to Vindicta, to Migs, because he always has to play at these most brutal hours, but he shows up anyway. You know, he's committed to the degen lifestyle.
Yeah, he's played Terran for a while now. He knows how to smudge. He knows how to, you know, take his spanking and move on with his day.
As here we go, we're seeing the players as they are matched up against each other. Dark, an A-class player, one of the best Zerg players in the world, the best Zerg player in Korea at least, with a nice 10 in offense, which I think makes plenty of sense.
Yeah, for sure. I think I probably would have given him more of a nod in the strategy, but yeah, there we go. We are going to see those matchups, and Tropical Sacrifice as the first map. This is a map that lends itself quite well to more drawn-out macro games. It's very hard to stop the Zerg from expanding away from your attacks once you get up to the 6, 7, 8 sort of base count. There just kind of comes a time where the whole map is just covered in creep. There's bases left and right, and as the Terran, you're just trying to get that fifth up towards that low ground, and a lot of the fighting ends up going over that low ground. Can you picture it kind of to the bottom right?
Yeah,
there's like that low ground base, and then the next base along. If you can control that low ground, you do have a few more bases that you unlock through defending that area, but that's a big if, especially against a player like Dark.
Definitely, I would have to agree here. I feel like a lot of these mid to late game ZVTs do kind of center around whether the Terran can get a fifth base up and running. It can be really difficult. I mean, I say that it happens in ZVP as well. It can be a really difficult prospect, but we'll see if Vindicta can pull that off, or if the game even lasts that long, as we are going to be loading into Tropical Sacrifice, and in the top right hand corner, representing the CranKy Ducklings, Vindicta.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, in his Ronin era, this is Dragon Phoenix Gaming's Dark. Give me the cam. Give me the cam.
Show us the stash. Oh.
Oh.
We're waiting with Barry. Oh, there it is. Oh my god.
Oh, it's getting bigger. He should shave.
Each week it is getting bigger. It is getting bigger. Oh my god. As the lovely observer is pointing out, we are seeing a pool first opening from Dark.
Yeah, gonna be a pool first coming out from Dark, and it'd be interesting to see as well if he goes for the gas earlier as well, or whether this is just going to be one of these builds that is kind of designed to freak out your opponent, but just two lings into a fast third. And I will say as well, Dark is reasonably well known for having builds that open a bit weird, that kind of don't make sense, that aren't the most efficient, but he is just so good at playing from weird game states that sometimes it almost benefits him more just to make the game unusual.
Yeah, just get your opponent off balance, because you're always imbalanced, you know? That's that's just how it works. There we go.
He's imbalanced, you're right.
Shaking my head. As we do see the Rotron being thrown down here for Dark, he is not investing his gas into that link speed, is going to be saving it for Roaches instead. And this is what we were talking about in the lead up to this series. You know, we were talking about how we would love to see Vindicta in the mid game, in the mid to late game, against a standard Zerg player, but Dark is anything but. And we'll see how hard he commits to these Roaches and if he gets scouted.
Yeah, there we go. And Dark is certainly not faking it out this time. He has that Roach Warren on the way. He is mining all of that gas, and it looks like Vindicta is actually going to be able to get their scout off on that.
Pretty crucial scout here from Vindicta. Does slip on in, does get eyes on everything, and now Dark has to make a choice. He knows he got scouted, and he can either commit anyway because he feels that confident, or kind of tame himself a little bit, you know, only make a handful of Roaches and look to transition a little bit sooner.
Yeah, looks like we are going to have that classic Lambo free MMR Friday 5 Roach build, and Vindicta as well, going for a little bit of a gamble that it's not a speedling all in, and that will pay off. So defending the low ground here is going to give him a nice little advantage.
Yep, there we go. The bunker is going to be able to finish up the roaches, and now now going across the map. It is those 5 roaches, as you were saying, but we do have a Ling Flood behind it. Just a slow Ling Flood, a Ling Flood nonetheless.
Yeah, interesting. Unless I missed speed being picked up, this is a strange way to go about things. That's a lot of Lings.
It's nothing but Lings. He's crazy, pup. He's crazy. And I wonder if Vindicta will be able to hold against this. Again, it is very unorthodox. You do see a Cyclone on the way, a couple more Marines in production as well to try and fill up that bunker. Roaches have been spotted, but Vindicta doesn't know about the follow-up.
Oh yeah, Dark is just pulling Lings, and this is giving me flashbacks to my latter games against some Diamond Zergs that take the -50 off me. But there we go. There's Roach is going to be jumping right on top of those Marines. The bunker is abandoned. GG is called and doesn't even really need that many Lings in the end. Just a few there to threaten the bunker. And yeah, unfortunately for Vindicta, maybe going for the wrong move there, trying to hold the low ground.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it would have been great if it was just roaches. He would have been fine, would have been perfectly fine, but he didn't know that there were Lings behind it. He did get eyes on it eventually. We saw he was trying to skirt his Reaper around the roaches into the middle of the map and didn't spot it, but by that point it was a little bit too late, and just like that, Dark takes the first game. Yeah,
a bit of a cheeky opener from Dark there. Takes out that first game, and Vindicta going to be on the back foot a little bit as well. And I have to say, that's one of those kind of builds it's very annoying to go up against when you're tired, because you have to piece it together really, really quickly. And that's one of the hard things to do when you are tired.
I mean, God. It's a rough first game here for Vindicta. He just wants to, wake up and play some StarCraft, and we'll see if he'll be able to pull that off here on Data C. That is going to be his map of choice on his server of choice.
Anyone really want to wake up and play some StarCraft? It's just, you just do it because you must. You're a slave to the game, Light. A slave to the game.
Actually, not everyone has a hate relationship with the game like you do, okay? Where you play StarCraft, you ladder, you turn on the stream. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you win, doesn't matter if you lose, you're smurging, mate. Like, that's not everyone has that experience, okay? Oh my god.
It's the Terran life. All the Terrans in the chat, you're gonna see them. They're all gonna be like, yep.
Oh my god.
Yep, there we go.
They're like, you win because your opponents are goddamn animals, and you can't believe that they're at your MMR anyway. What are they doing? And if you lose, well, it's also because they're animals. They're all apes, but yeah.
Hey, you're projecting. Interesting to see Data C being chosen as the map of Vindicta. I think I know why too. I think he's gonna mech him.
Oh my god! Are we pitching the tent?
Yeah, this is a tent map, I believe. We're going full tent mode. Vindicta's gonna say, I don't know whether or not I can beat you, but I'm gonna trap you in here with me for the next 40 minutes.
He's like, you thought that you could go to bed in like a 15-minute best of 2? Nah, mate.
Mate, if I have to wake up nice and early at 6 a.m., I'm keeping you up till 6 a.m. As spawning in the top right here, this is CranKy's Vindicta.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Dark.
There we go. Vindicta going to be coming out, doing a little bit of surveying, seeing if he can find some nice flat ground and find some spots that, the ground's a little bit not too soft. It hasn't been damaged by the rain. It's got a little bit of firmness, so you can get those tent pegs nice and firmly in there.
I see. This isn't the first time you've been camping, Asher. See, it's...
We don't want to go under trees with branches that might fall on us.
Yeah, we'll see us. Oh my god, Dark. Goodness. Yeah, he's done. I've seen him do this before as well. Never mind. I thought he was gonna go for a gigafast third base, which we've seen before in the past, like a gases third. But he's actually scouting for proxies.
Yeah, I thought he was going for the gases opening as well, but no, just gonna be a hatch gas pool. So playing things a bit more standard, but just going for that extra drone scout. So making sure that it's not going to be taken out with something cheeky. I think this is a great choice as well. because he has to be wondering why the Terrans picked Data C.
Yeah, exactly. Especially after that previous game, he's probably expecting Vindicta maybe to want a little bit of vengeance after that little bit of cheese. Little does he know. I fully support your observation, by the way, of the mech. I see it as well. It's disgusting.
You see it in his eyes.
I see it.
He's like, I'm not leaving here tonight.
I've seen this look before, Papi. He doesn't have his hoodie. He's not gonna smudge because he's gonna make Dark smudge, mate.
Do you smell BCs?
No.
And you smell.
I don't smell the BCs, but I'm also a little bit sick, so we'll see.
Oh.
We'll see.
You should sleep more. As we do have this first drone actually going to be taken out, so Dark getting a little bit carried away there, trying to get that drone down, maybe underestimating his opponent a little bit. Hasn't really gotten to feel him out yet, to be honest, after that first game, but we're just going to be seeing a pretty standard opening, and looks like the hatch is going to be taken on the other side for Dark.
Yeah, he's forced to take the triangular third, but a nice little win here to start things off by Vindicta to force that delay to get that drone kill. And very nicely done in the end, as we do see Vindicta is opening up with a 3CC before Starport to start, or to continue the series.
Yeah, there we go. So we are going to be just seeing that 3CC build coming out from Vindicta, and I wonder if as well, kind of like we were talking about with Dolan going up against Cure, if Vindicta kind of just wants to test himself against the best in the world in more of a standard macro game and see what he can do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that, to be honest. Like, mad respect here. We're saving the nonsense for the PvP is what I say. Oh my god, we'll see. As I believe the Tech Lab was built on that Rax, I don't believe we're going to be seeing... oh, never mind. We are, in fact, seeing an add-on switch.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be 3CC Banshee here coming out from Vindicta, so... yeah, love to see it. Love to see another of the CranKy Ducklings just trying to see what they can learn out of this fixture and be able to show what they can do in a more drawn-out game.
Yeah, Vindicta, he has taken down some big names in the past, namely players like Bjorn. Can he do the same against Dark? We shall see. A lot of our focus and attention has been on Vindicta. This game, Dark hasn't done anything too crazy outside of the earlier scout, just been joining up. No early Roach Warrens this time, so he himself is looking to play a little bit more standard.
Yeah, looks like Dark happy to acquiesce with Vindicta's desire for a bit more of a longer game. He's just going to be sending out a few of these Ling Scouts as well. Vindicta will be able to see from that Ling that Dark has cut gas very greedily, so that speed is still a little ways off, and that might make him want to go for a bit more of an aggressive approach with his Hellions.
Yeah, we'll see if we do end up having a Hellion dive of some sort here. Dark very commonly does look to delay his Ling's speed. Just a little bit greedy in that way. Is going straight into that lair as well. I don't believe we have any Evo chambers. I don't even think we have a defensive Baneling Nest either. So a little bit greedy coming out from Dark.
Yeah, interesting. So it looks like Vindicta is just going to be playing that 3CC Banshee, so pretty good decision by Dark there. Fast Mutas does tend to match up pretty well against this build. We can see as well that Vindicta's been a little bit cautious getting that third CC down on the ground, so feels like he's not quite sure what Dark's going for yet.
Yeah, and to be fair, we aren't either. I'm waiting to see if the gases will be taken or not, and when the Evo chambers will be taken as well from our Zerg player. For the time being, he's going for his Baneling Nest. Again, he's playing it out safe. There we go. Both Banshees are moving out across the map. Cloak has been researched. There are the Evo chambers as we take 2 more gases. So nothing too crazy coming out from Dark.
Yeah, the Hellion's going to be safely heading on back home, so this is just about as standard can be, and looks like, yeah, Vindicta feeling very confident in this matchup. Is actually going to be denying that fourth for a little while as well. So already a nice little bit of damage for these Banshees. They're going to scout out the timing on the Evo, and they are going to be able to put on a little bit of damage to these Queens. But yeah, Dark he's well known for this. He's very good with his Queen positioning.
Oh yeah, his Queens are going to be able to chase these Banshees. They're actually going to be able to maybe even catch the Banshees in the middle of the map here. Oh my god, the full surround!
Yeah, I mean, Dark is insane. That is not something you normally see in ZBT. That's very unusual for that to happen. And it's not like Vindicta was being too greedy with his Banshees either. But Dark, he has this habit that's a little bit different to other Zergs, where he makes macro hatches and kind of pulls all of his injecting Queens down to help deal with harass, and it does mean that he has way more queens than you'd normally see.
Yeah, exactly. And we see the purpose, the reason for that. He shuts down things like these Banshee openers. Meanwhile, the gases have been taken. We're getting into an infestation bit. We can go straight into a lair behind this as well. And I'm really curious what the next tech structure is going to be. Whether he throws down a Hydrogen, a Spire, or he could even go straight into a Hive, straight into Ultras.
Yeah, for sure. We do have that infestation pit on the way. Meanwhile, for Vindicta, just coming out with this drop, that was excellent timing on these first two medevacs. Really, really sharp coming out from him. So looks like he is going smoothly through his build and going to be throwing down 3 more racks in the extra factory and the force as well. So everything coming along quite nicely for the more drawn out macro game.
Yeah, so far so good. Vindicta hasn't sustained any losses. Dark, getting a little bit of supply block there for Overlords on the way, but the Queens are in position in the main base. Drop doesn't make its way in as we have... Oh my god, we have pathogen glands being researched actually from Dark.
Ooh, gonna be Lingbane Infester coming out from Dark, so a little bit of an old school style, but Dark has shown he has a little bit of an affinity for Infestors, and he can make magic happen with those as well. Quite famously going for... sorry, hold that thought, as we do have a little bit of a skirmish on the left here.
Yeah, there we go. Hot pickup from Vindicta isn't only loses, I think, a single Marine, if that. Meanwhile, we see a scan, and that's a pretty important scan. He does spot the infestation bit. He does see it researching.
Yeah, and this is such a rough spot to be in as Vindicta, because you realize that Dark, he's gotten away with a lot of greed here. He's gone for an extremely fast Hive and going for that pathogen glands as well. So you have to be a little bit worried that you might have missed your mark here when it comes to, you know, taking advantage of that. It's already too late, really.
Oh my god, but a Widowmine shot does go off there on the majority of that army, on the majority of the Banelings as well, so a great way to come back in this game. But I 100% agree. As towards the right-hand side, Vindicta not paying attention for one moment. Banelings do connect with half of his drop.
Oh, he is not happy with that. We see him shaking his head in the camera there, as it looks like the kind of flow of the game, the momentum, the tempo, not quite going his way. Dark just one step ahead. And sometimes when you do have these 2 prongs going at the same time, it's kind of like juggling, where if you drop one ball, it causes you to drop all of them, where if you lose the tempo on one side, you lose it on the other side as well.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully Vindicta can recover here. We do see him again skirmishing in the middle of the map. Widowmine shot is looking to go off. Is it going to get baited? No, it's not. Nice on burrow there from Vindicta.
My goodness. Yeah, good burrow, good retargeting as well, but the micro from Dark, absolutely insane, just splitting over and over again with those front lings, and he is able to deny this multi-prong coming out from Vindicta as well. We see the scan going down. He's going to be spotting out that Hive, spots out the Ultra Den as well, so yeah, Vindicta knows exactly where he's at. And that is back up against the wall.
Yeah, exactly. The creep is insane from Dark, more than halfway across the map already. There's a reason why we brought up the Ultras earlier, because this is a style that Dark used to be very comfortable with, maybe last year, or at least at the start of this year. So it's great to see him bring it back here. Ooh, we even have a Nidus on the way.
Yeah, so Dark opening himself up with plenty of options here, maybe looking to just flex his speed and multitask here. Should be able to try to pull Vindicta apart here, but Vindicta actually getting on top of these morphing Banes here is going to be able to get a little bit of damage.
Yeah, great target firing there. Meanwhile, here we go. Hot pickup and he goes straight into the main base. This time the Queens were not quite in position. He is not denied. At the same time, we see a Nidus on the way in the main.
Yeah, this is where the chaos is about to ensue, and this is where Vindicta can prove just how fast he is. Very nice trades coming out with the Lings on the bottom left-hand corner of the map. He's going to be using these mines to start pushing in on the base, and Dark will be able to get that Nidus up in the main.
Yeah, unfortunately, Vindicta was... Oh my god, no! Oh, bit of a brutal move
command.
Yeah, he gets completely surrounded, and Vindicta, he was max, but he loses a lot of supply down there.
Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate misclick there. He's going to be able to put on a bit more pressure. That Liberator, unfortunately, sieging on top of the Spore. A lot of Banelings coming out on top of the production here. He's just trying to drop these Marines, but there's too many Queens to deal with that, and oh, he's just being picked apart from the inside here.
Yeah, he really is. Vindicta needs a little bit of time to stabilize, but Dark is not giving him that time. We see another League run by in towards the triangular threat, and now finally economic damage is being done.
Dark is insane. We see him doing this time and time again in situations where it just seems like there's no openings whatsoever. He can just pull anyone apart from every single angle, and that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it looks like he can't even clean up what's happening in his own main base. Vindicta does commit to a drop towards the southern portion of the map. It looks like he does get a hatchery, but only a hatchery and 2 drones. Dark was able to pull back his workers and save them.
Yeah, the picture-in-picture barely able to keep up with everything that's going on here, but we do see a little bit of a skirmish coming out there. Vindicta just trying to buy himself any time that he can. He's going to be landing this CC once again, but these borrowed links are so annoying to deal with.
Yeah, and has he even noticed that they are there? Meanwhile, it looks like the Ultras were revealed. Ultras alongside Queens are able to hold the line here for Dark. Vindicta still trying to recover, but the Niduses, they just don't stop, and they're out of vision for Vindicta.
Yeah, these borrowed links just in the perfect position here, and that knight is finding the one dark spot in the map, and yeah, this has just been an absolutely incredible game coming out from Dark. Vindicta doing a very good job with his build, hitting everything cleanly, but Dark just showing why he is one of the best, if not the best Zerg in the world right now.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's just all over this right now. We do see once again Lings in the main base, burrowing all over the place as well. We do see a scan, so Vindicta is looking to try and clean all of this up as best he can. But Dark, he just moves out of range of the scan. Oh my god, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, it is insane how fast Dark is here. He is just able to make things happen all over the map just constantly. It looks like Vindicta is going to be parking some units on top of those links just to make sure they're dealt with when they pop up, but Dark does not stop the chaos, and this is where he thrives.
He really does. Meanwhile, the planetary is going to go down. Vindicta knocked down to 4 of these bases. But it looks like he's finally dealt with everything. I say that. I think there's still a couple of links in the main base burrowed, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like Vindicta himself is trying to look for them. Even going for a bit of a Widowmine drop across the map.
Yeah, there we go. So Vindicta showing that he can create chaos as well. It kind of feels like both players happy to play in this kind of scrappy game, and Vindicta showing that he can hang, he can defend while still attacking at the same time, which is, you know, something that not many people could say they could do with Dark.
Yeah, and I love this right now. Liberators are back at home to defend. The Ultras are looking a little bit exposed, but it looks like, Vindicta cannot jump on them. There's just a little bit too many reinforcements. Vindicta, once again, is forced back.
Yeah, and I do like this choice of Ultra for Dark. In these kind of games where things get extremely scrappy, that is a way that you can find yourself with a little advantage in attention, just because they don't need as much babysitting as some other units, and that means that you can kind of set and forget on that side while you're creating chaos on another side.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he's been able to do. And here we go. Finally, Dark is looking to max out. He's pushing out with his Ultra army. Unfortunately, the Liberators are in the main base defending against the Niduses, so they aren't on the front lines. Regardless, the SimCity is good enough. Dark, once again, he cannot break that fourth, or he's going for it.
Yeah, Vindicta brings himself back to the safety. We are seeing those Liberators as well as a lot of SCVs going down. Repositioning libs on both sides is a Vindicta. Just absolutely insane multitask.
Exactly. He's not taking this without a fight, mate. He is going to make Dark work for it. 8 drones go down across now. They force Dark's attention back at home instead. But Vindicta does need to get his 5th up and running. Oh, the drones? Hello?
Yeah, looks like those drones being pulled a little bit too far there. So we can see that even Dark, in the chaos of everything that's going on, can make mistakes, and that's the beauty of this game. As we do see, he is going to be sending these links to break down some of these rocks. Got the Ultras there as well. As it does look like Vindicta, at least in the short term, is starting to stabilize.
Yeah, he is definitely stabilizing. As we say that, though, the Ultras, once again, they're looking to hit this triangular third base location. There's not a lot here to defend. To be fair, there wasn't a lot mining here either, as Vindicta was being pulled apart, and his 5th base is under siege as well.
Yeah, 5th base is being attacked. Does have to lift that one up. Manages to save it as well. Manages to split out his units as he does get a bit of pressure done on the bottom left-hand corner here. Another Nidus into the main, and all these links are going to be a huge problem to deal with, even borrowing Ultras. I think that might have been a misclick there.
It may have been. At the same time, we see a drop in the main base and a drop towards the southern bases of Dark, but the reinforcements are enough to clean them up, and the Niduses are relentless. Dark has been relentless this entire game. Vindicta is still fighting for that 5th, but his worker count is not looking too hot right now, and he needs a scan. He still can't land that 5th base.
Yeah, he is starving for scans here. These orbiters just being forced to jump up and down, up and down. Lings being burrowed underneath. The drop finally going to be dealt with at the bottom here for Dark. And Vindicta doing everything that he can, but it does just feel like a numbers game at this point.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the supply to keep up with the constant aggression of Dark. He's being pulled apart left and right. Time and time again. It looks like for one moment, though, Vindicta, he's able to hold on.
Yeah, he's starting to push back on the right here. Dark just constantly trying to pressure him this way and that way, and it looks like Vindicta is, for the most part, actually keeping up, and we see a couple ultras going down. A very good fight going on to the left here.
Oh, but here we go. A fungal does connect with the army of Vindicta. GG gets called, and Dark takes it 2-0. Oh.
Yeah, there we go. What an insane game. And man, Dark is absolutely mental. Just such a good game coming out from him as well. And just the way as well, you can see this from the very, very top players in the world. This is like Dark, Serral sort of level, where he sees the 3cc Banshee and he knows he can get away with insane levels of grid.
Yeah, we saw him delay his upgrades. We saw him just delay so much, and in favor of that, taking up into a fast infestation pit, taking up into those upgrades, getting into a hive as well, and Vindicta wasn't really able to stop that at all, especially because of that insane queen positioning. So really, really powerful play from Dark, but also it was really cool to see Dark kind of meet in a way almost an equal when it comes to multi-prong harassment. Like Vindicta was doing a great job at holding on, kind of taking some blows, but also dishing out a couple of blows to Dark as well. Even forcing the picture-in-picture, which is something we don't get too often here in WTL. It's not necessarily too necessary, I feel, to actually use that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there were 4 things happening on the map at all times. Like Vindicta had 2 prongs going most of the time. Dark had 2 prongs going on most of the time. There was Niduses here and there. There were Liberators everywhere. There was a lot going on there, and it felt like both players did a pretty good job of keeping up. It was just that Dark was a little bit too far ahead from the early game.
Yeah, exactly. And there were like these little things from Dark. We saw them constantly, not just in the main base, but also when it came to harassing mineral lines and also delaying CCs. He was always so quick to borrow units, sometimes even accidentally borrowing ultras, as you pointed out. But like he was always so quick to do so. And because of that, that just gave an avenue for just the constant Niduses, for the constant harassment that he just kept up. Oh. It's crazy.
But here we go. We do have one more match for you guys tonight coming out of the CranKy Ducklings, and it's going to be the PattyMac himself.
Oh, yeah. He is here playing directly from the club as he's going to be going on to face the best Protoss player in the entire world, to face Hero.
Yeah, Hero coming fresh off his DreamHack win here. Is a force to be reckoned with, and we can see that reflected in the hexagon. This is probably one of the most one-sided hexagon matchups I've seen in the league.
Yeah. PattyMac right now is surrounded, is deep inside Hero's hexagon, and oh boy, to be fair, maybe that's where he wants to be. Maybe he is one to look to deal damage from the inside, as PattyMac is a bit of a more lesser known player in the international scene, but he's very well known amongst the Americans. He has been able to make a name for himself and break into that upper echelons of NA players, and we'll see if he can do that here and make a name for himself against Hero.
Yeah, I mean, tonight I've kind of gotten this vibe that we're having the anime story arc, where it's like you find the boss, right at the start. I can't remember, it was like Pokemon games or something that used to do this, where right at the start of the game you fight like the end boss, and the end boss just like destroys you, but you kind of get a feel for what your power level is going to be by the end. So I feel like this is the Ducklings kind of get that, and then next year they come back and they pop DPG.
Exactly, that's the plan, Bobby. That's the plan. But that actually happened in some of the older RPGs. And what I will say is that so far, I don't know if you share this sentiment, but I'm really happy with both Dolan and Vindicta. Like, sure, there were 2 zeros, and I think maybe for both games, like game number 1 for each one was a little bit rough. But they've both been able to really prove themselves and show what they're capable of against literally some of the best players in the world. And sure, they may have lost overall, but they still look pretty good.
Good games for the fans.
Good games for the fans, Bobby. And we'll see if PattyMac can live up to his teammates, as we are going to be loading into Data Under the Sea. On the right-hand side, representing the CranKy Ducklings, PattyMac.
And in the bottom left-hand corner for DPG, this is Hero.
here we go. PvP is something that we haven't been able to see too much of from PattyMac in World Team League. He's definitely well versed in it. I don't know if he enjoys it. Oh my god, but mate. he's got the setup ready, mate. He's got the cap and the hoodie, and he's in the dark. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, it's kind of like you know how sometimes you have like, you know those jumpers where it was like a thing that you used to like leave the tag on them, or you had like the snapback and you leave the sticker on them?
Yep.
It's kind of got the situation where like every single item of clothing has the tag hanging off it. It's just like, if it's cool to have one, we're going to do all of them. We're going to have the jumper with the tag, the hat with the tag. We're going to have glasses with the tag. We're just going to stack just buffs on buffs on buffs.
Mate, I'm going to need to message him after this. I think the only thing we're missing here in the outfits is sunglasses in the dark. that's the only thing.
I want a chain.
And a chain, yes, and a chain. Oh my god. PattyMac just, waking up in the early morning, totally not hungover from a night out at the club. But I'm loving the new addition of his room. He got a Protoss portrait in the background. That's actually pretty sick.
Oh, yeah. Looks good.
Yeah,
did you see Hero going to be going for that low ground wall off as well? But it looks like I'm not sure if he was planning to do this or just did this in response to what he saw out of PattyMac. Both players going to be going for the double gate opening, and Hero on top of that going to be going into a fast Stargate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is kind of well known from Hero. We know how aggressive he wants to be. We have 2 adepts on the way. I imagine Oracle is going to be coming out as well from Hero, looking to try and keep PattyMac on his toes. But PattyMac with his own 2-gate opener, we'll see if he's going to have enough here to keep up with Hero. I feel like more often than not, we see Hero overwhelm these other Protoss players when they also go for these low ground expands.
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like PattyMac not wanting to be going into more of a tempo-based game where he's going for a similar build and just trying to edge things out, but trying to make things a little bit asymmetrical here, going in for a fast blink.
Oh, there we go. Twilight Council is going to be on the way. The Shade has been revealed, and PattyMac is looking to try and keep up with them. Hero actually commits to the Shade, and oh my god, he may be losing some adepts here.
Very quick cancel and re-putting
positioning
of the battery.
Yeah.
Jeez. Did you see those adepts going down quite cheaply to the 4 stalkers of PattyMac, and he is kind of catching Hero off guard here. It looks like Hero is looking to bust on in with the adepts, and a little bit like we saw with Dark trying to get that 3rd hatchery down by attacking the SCB. It feels like he's underestimated Patty.
Oh, but you know what? Did he really? Because 2 more adepts Shade on in. They force a massive recall as well. PattyMac wants to be across the map here, dealing out that damage, and as a result, he's going to be losing 4 of these probes.
Oh, mate, it's a Patty recall. It's part of the build.
True. He does it in PvZ. He does it in PvP as well. Meanwhile, I'm curious, did he leave anything at home to defend because he doesn't have a shield battery and the Oracle is looking to dip back in?
Yeah, so it looks like Hero realizing that there's something very aggressive coming out from Patty. He's going to be throwing down 2 extra shield batteries, getting a Void Ray as well. So he's looking to equip himself for an anti-stalker defense as we see a proxy gate going down.
I mean, PattyMac, he's 1 base all in right now. Hero, all he has to do is defend with those shield batteries with the Void Rays. He will have the high ground as well. He does have the defender's advantage. Stasis trap set up. PattyMac has to be so careful here. And he doesn't see.
Oh, yeah, big stasis trap going down, trapping 5 of those stalkers, and that gives Hero so much time to work with.
Yeah, it really does. PattyMac, likewise, can warp in a couple of extra waves of units, but he's going to have to commit here to this fight if he wants to save all of his stalkers.
Yeah, we do see an extra stasis trap going down for Hero as well, trying to look to catch out the reinforcements. But yeah, the Void Rays ready to go. One of them is going to be going down, but we do see all 5 of only 4 of those stalkers going down. We do have that last stalker being cleaned up, but 2 Void Rays going down. Maybe a little bit aggressive from Hero on the cleanup.
Yeah, a little bit wasteful from Hero, I think we can say. I think he still traded better, but could have been more efficient, as you were pointing out. Meanwhile, PattyMac going to try and fight his way up. He does have Blink, bear that in mind, but he doesn't have high ground vision, so it's a little bit awkward for him to push up this ramp and engage with that gateway.
Yeah, he needs to make something happen right now. He is on the 1 base to the 2 of Hero and Hero. keeping up on Stalkers as well. So it does feel like the time is almost passed for Hero to get something, for Patty to get something done here.
Yeah, exactly. As the game goes on longer, it's better and better for Hero. At the same time, we see an Oracle going across the map, but PattyMac has kept some Stalkers back at home to defend. Hero even having enough breathing room to throw down a Robo to start Immortal production. And PattyMac, he's actually looking to use that hallucination, maybe even blink into the main.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of vision on that high ground there, but doesn't want to jump in and get himself trapped in there as he does reposition down to the bottom here. Is he going to be able to get some damage on this gateway? Looks like Hero not opting to use the heal on that yet.
Yeah, there we go. But in the process, PattyMac also losing one of his Stalkers. There is the overcharge, and with it, PattyMac, he's not gonna be able to break this.
Yeah, PattyMac realizes he is out of time. He has to go for it right here, right now. He's getting a lot of damage on those Stalkers as well. We do see a second stasis trap going down. We'd like to see him maybe look to blink up into the main here, but you have to be worried for PattyMac as well that there might be a stasis trap in that main, so he doesn't want to get too carried away there.
Oh, as you say that, there we go. The stasis trap does go off. Half the Stalkers do get caught out. Oh my god, as their legs even wiggle in the air. PattyMac trying to push his way through, but I think at this point, with the shield batteries, with the Immortal just now popping out as well, it's a numbers game, papi.
Yeah, there we go. We do see those units kind of floating around here on the map of Data C, but does look like very nice blink there. Going to be taking out that stasis trap. Does kind of free up that problem for himself, but he is really on a timer now. He has to go for it.
Yeah, he does blink on forward. He takes down the Immortal. He has one-shot potential on these Stalkers as well. Boys are being pulled. And can he break on through? That is the question. He blinks backward in the end. He loses that one-shot potential. He has to wait out that overcharge. Oh, now that it has run out, can PattyMac break on forward? He's on the verge of breaking Hero right now.
Yeah, there's extra Stalkers coming in. There's some beautiful Warp Prism Micro coming out from Hero, just trying to dodge out some of these shots, but these batteries are starting to be drained. We do see that second Chrono going down on this Immortal. This Immortal coming out is going to spell the end for a lot of these low health Stalkers. Yeah,
we see another blink on forward here. Can he focus on the Immortal in time? It looks like no, he cannot. The Immortal does back off just barely out of range of PattyMac's Stalkers. And Hero may have lost 12 probes, but he's still actually equal in the worker count. He's got the additional base as well. He has held.
Yeah, PattyMac is getting so close on the defense here. We do see a few extra probes being pulled down from the main just to help out here. Not that many Stalkers left for Hero, but he does have the Immortal, which means PattyMac going to have to get into a much higher Stalker count if he wants to get something done here.
Yeah, he really does. And we'll see if he can pull it off here. As you know, the observer's pointing out, we're slowly running out of minerals over time. The longer this goes on, again, Hero, he's warping in more Stalkers. He's got another Immortal on the way. We do see two Adepts looking to shade into the main base, looking to try and split apart Hero's army.
Hero, did he laugh when he saw the Adept? He laughed at something, but yeah, looks like that shield battery overcharge going to be going down, and with this second Immortal coming out, I think that is the end. It looks like the Oracle getting a little bit of damage across the map as well.
Yeah, 6 probes are going to be going down here. PattyMac down to 16. We see a blink on into the main base. Does outposition Hero a little bit here. Is able to pick off a couple more of these Stalkers. Maybe even catch the Immortal out of range of those shield batteries.
Yeah, but it looks like this Immortal, it is going to be going down, but at the price of a lot of Stalkers here for PattyMac. And he trades extremely well here, but I think it's just not going to be enough. GG is called.
GG. So close to breaking Hero, mate. So close, yet so far. I just realized Hero is playing with speakers.
Ah.
He didn't have earphones or headphones. I was like, oh my god.
Interesting. Maybe he just doesn't have sound.
Maybe he just doesn't have sound. It's possible. It's possible. But GG again. PattyMac almost breaks on through with that one base all in. You could argue that to be fair, that it felt like that all started with we pointed it out when it happened when Hero threw away his 2 Void Rays, right? Like they feel like pretty important units in the early game to lose pretty early on, and that kind of escalated into PattyMac almost breaking that natural, right? Where he had enough Stalkers to one shot and Hero never made a 3rd Void Ray, for example, who was waiting for Immortals instead. So that got pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, it got a lot closer than I thought it was going to. So PattyMac hanging on in there and yeah, making things look very close indeed.
Oh, exactly. And I feel like with that game already, like it may not have been like a longer macro game like we saw from Dolan or we saw from Vindicta, but again,
He's
PattyMac
in his
may
head.
make
You can say it.
he made Hero work for it. Okay, that's what I want to say. Shaking my head.
In his head, rent free. We're gonna see the next tournament Hero is at. He's gonna be coming up against other Prodosses, and he's gonna be like, "What if they do the PattyMac?"
What if they do the PattyMac special, mate? Oh my god.
I don't know if I can do that hold twice. That took all of my energy.
Oh my god. I mean, you know, again, Hero, he's the best Protoss in the world. You don't get much better than that. Not yet, as you know, Stats did make his return to streaming yesterday, I believe. But yeah, PattyMac not looking bad whatsoever. For the people who may not have been tuning in from week to week to week, PattyMac, I don't know how he does it, but he does such a good job at punching up at times, right? Where he took a game from Clem. He should have taken a game from Rainer as well, if you remember, on Moondance. Like it's crazy, mate. He does it all with the cap, with the hoodie.
Yeah, no cap, with a cap on a stack.
What a chat.
I didn't see as well. Does Hero have? I feel like he's got this. I don't even know what you call it. Like his trademark, like a coif or something. He always has like a big, like kind of neck thing, like a pop collar, but like
yeah.
A straight collar. I don't know. What's the word for it?
Do you mean what do you say? Are you talking about like his jacket that's like this? Yeah.
But it like goes all the way up. It's it looks very sci-fi.
It's like a turtleneck jacket. Yeah.
Looks like something out of Dune.
I don't think he has it today. I could be mistaken. I think he's
done for.
Yeah. He can't contain himself, Poppy. It's over. He's not composed.
As here we go. PattyMac choosing his favorite map. It is Moondance. This is CranKy Ducklings, PattyMac.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of Moondance representing Team DPG, it is Hero.
Here we go. It is in fact PattyMac's favorite map. We do see Hero going for this cheeky early probe here. Maybe looking to fake out a cannon rush.
Yeah, the probe is going to show up quite early just to get eyes on any kind of expand. Meanwhile, is that's not the jacket we were talking about, right? Like this one's more open, you know? It's like one size too big.
It's a little bit lower.
Yeah. We get some chests though.
We have this is like a 1-inch collar. We need the full length 2-inch collar.
Yeah. It's got to be like
to grow.
Needs to water it.
Sure.
As you were saying, this is PattyMac's go-to map, especially for PvP. This is where he thrives. And as a reminder, now he's not playing at a ping disadvantage.
Yeah, so we'll be able to really flex his micro. That's pretty impressive, actually, that he was able to get that much done with Blink Stalkers on the last map on ping. Yeah, that is one of those builds that can be a little bit more difficult to pull off when you do have that ping, but looks like Hero wanting to be a bit annoying with his probe as well.
Oh, exactly. Just going to be tasing away, just getting an eye on the openers and what first unit's going to be coming out, as both players do go for these 2-gate builds. They should be. And yeah, we get to play our game, puppy. We get to play our game.
When I tase your drones, is that annoying, or do you just think I'm a clown? I'm just wondering.
I think you're a clown.
Yeah, I thought so. As did you see it, double stalker coming out from both players.
Are you not? Are you gonna try?
Yeah, of course I'm a clown. Yeah. Like my cybercore is late every time I do
it. If you tune into my stream when we're playing, and when you do that, I'm like, what an animal.
Yeah, no, it definitely hurts me more than it hurts you.
Shaking my head. Oh god, as we do see two stalker openers here from both of our players are going to be able to clean up their own respective opponents' probes, and we have a variation in their builds.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure if that robo was in vision there for PattyMac. Looks like it just wasn't, but Hero going to be going very aggressively into this 3-gate robo, so it looks like he is the one wanting to flex his micro on the off server.
Ooh, wild, mate. Let's see. I mean, is PattyMac in his mind already? Is he crumbling at the seams? As we do have the Stargate going up against the Robo. For the time being, both players are in the dark. I believe neither one of them were able to get a scout off on the follow-up tech, as both probes did go down. But yeah, we'll see how they face up against each other.
Yeah, funnily enough, we kind of have a role reversal here where we're going to be seeing Hero going for the all-in and effectively the same build that PattyMac went for is just going to be using the Prism for that blink instead of actual blink. But on the side of PattyMac, he's going to be the one going for the Stargate. He's going to be the one going for the Nexus as well and trying just to hold there. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult without a ramp on this map as well.
Yeah, it is going to be more difficult. On top of that, Hero does go for the scout with his probe. He does confirm the 2-base play coming up from PattyMac, and PattyMac still doesn't know about the lack of natural. Oh, Hero shoots first, and oh my god, he's going to kill every single one of these stalkers!
Oh, the missed rally as well. Oh, that is game-ending damage, and no reaction from PattyMac. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, it just happens sometimes.
Yeah,
he realizes now.
Now the head is shaken. 4 stalkers going down. That is unacceptable. And Hero is just going to be able to waltz his way up that ramp. At the same time, one lone Oracle across the map is going to deal a lot of damage. Don't get us wrong. But how do we stop all these stalkers?
Yeah, the batteries are not even up yet. That pylon's going to be getting focused down. Both gateways are depowered, and I think that's probably it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so as well. The Oracle across the map is running out of energy. We have a Void Ray on the way, and it is going to pop out. Don't get us wrong. We do have a shield battery. I don't think we have enough energy for an overcharge at the moment. We need to buy a little bit more time here as Hero, yeah, he can just focus that Void Ray down.
Yeah, there we go. That Void Ray going to be going down very quickly. Doesn't really get to use its overcharge. We do have one of those batteries up and going, but there is only 2 stalkers. There is plenty of one-shot potential, and Hero going to be taking down PattyMac and completing the 6-0 for DPG.
GG, well played. It was a 6-0 in the end, but I want to say that in every single one of these best of 2s, the Ducklings, they definitely made their opponents work for it, made them sweat even, were even in winning positions at certain points. Dolan, they all looked really good. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them.
Yeah, I mean, we had very good moments in all of those games. Dolan getting that tank into the main there, making Kyo sweat there, having to evacuate a lot of his production, and then PattyMac with that last game actually taking out the Immortals of Hero and starting to look like he might have broken through and taking out a lot of those probes as well. So CranKy Ducklings kind of showing that despite being the little brother, they can hit back here.
Yeah, they can clap back, Papi. And with that, GG, of course, well played to Dragon Phoenix Gaming. They are one of the stronger teams in the league, if not the strongest. I feel like, we look at Onside and DPG as the top two teams. So, of course, it did come in as the underdogs. But again, I am proud that they were able to perform. The players were able to perform as well as they did. And, GG.
GG. So, congratulations to DPG for getting that win. But, yeah, good showing from the Ducks.
Good showing in the end. Good showing. Ooh, and we are not done tonight. Of course, we have a second matchup that is going to be on the horizon as well. I believe it is going to be... Oh,
I don't know what it is either. It's going to be Shopify versus Psystorm. That is a banger of a matchup.
There you go. Oh, some solid matchups there. Going to be Special versus Beyond, Gumiho versus Scarlet, and Max Pax versus Hearthstone. Actually pretty similar to our lineup where we have the same matchups actually. The same races facing off in the same slots. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We are going to be all over that here tonight. And yeah, again, we're kind of coming to a close here for World Team League. It's round 9, and I did just double check. We do have 11 rounds in total.
Yep. That makes sense. 12 teams, 11 rounds. Just having a look at the standings as well. We do have Psystorm and Shopify at 4th and 5th respectively on the exact same points. So this is going to be a very important game for these two teams to see who is going to be, skipping a few rungs here when it comes to the end of table playoffs. Exactly.
Seeding is so important, especially when it comes to the playoffs, because I believe the bracket does kind of change depending on where our seeding order. Meanwhile, I've never seen this. And Taro StarCraft, my life for Chinese StarCraft. Interesting. It looks like they may have a bit of a donation goal here, potentially for the next season. I'm not entirely sure. I can't read any of it. Can you?
No.
Okay.
Oh. I keep telling you that I don't speak or read Chinese, and you're like, yes, you do.
You're like, yeah, you're the most fluent in
Okay.
Chinese out of all the ducklings. What are you talking about?
PattyMac.
Well, I mean,
He studies it. Get him to read it. He's awake.
Maybe you can help him with his studies. You can help him, puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. We'll try and figure out what exactly this is. But everyone, get some water, stretch your legs, get some snacks, get some food, because in 4.5 minutes we'll be back with Shopify versus SciStorm.
See you soon.